Hey everybody, welcome back. It is the Fantasy Rugby. My name is Jared Dyke.
I'm Ben Glauser.
Let's roll in. Big week coming up, and obviously big week in the past. So, so much fun to be had.
A lot, yeah. And I deliberately, I feel like, forget how exciting Champions Cup rugby is. So now I'm like letting myself get excited about it because we're just days away.
Yeah,
I'm like seeing the matchups, and I'm like, oh, this is tasty.
Right, and it's always freaking delayed too. So it's like, it's well into November, if not December, that we get it. Obviously the season kicks off in September. So it's like, when will you get here?
Yeah, especially because we're now getting into the section of the Prem season where it's like the dark times.
Yeah.
And it's just like, it's cold. That ball is a rock. The play with it factor goes away. It's just, here, you try to catch this high ball that won't break my foot trying to get you to knock it on.
Catch this falling stone.
Right. It's like, I understand that's probably the best way to play in the elements, but it sucks.
Yeah. Agreed. Okay. I think we need beer. That's the one thing I was just thinking.
Yes,
wait a minute. There's something missing here. Beers, all the beers. Obviously you want to check us out on your favorite podcast locations. Download, rate, review. Send us commentary if you feel the need to. That's okay. All that good stuff. Buy our good friend George, the Fantasy Rugby Geek, a coffee or a beer, however you wish to phrase it, because guy's totally worth it. And also, he's going to be the foremost expert on what's coming up in the next couple of weeks, not us. Although we'll catch on.
But we don't get a chance to watch all these teams play, so we don't have a good feel exactly for some of the non-Prem teams.
No, and as far as a new format too, as well. So also that. So he's the turn too. So get yourself in with him and give himself something he deserves, like a coffee or a beer. Grab your TRM upgrades. I know that we're on a break, but hey, it'll be 2 weeks, and all of a sudden Boxing Day's here, and we're back into TRM. So get into that. Helps restart rugby, obviously, which is a huge thing. And if you haven't figured out that Ben and I are huge supporters of that, it's not great, but it's certainly better than nothing at all. And I think it's better than some of the things that are out there as well. So
exactly, and just support it, and it'll grow. Yes,
absolutely. Black Lives Matter, as always, on this podcast, and there is no room for racism whatsoever. I saw some unfortunate thing that I think it was Ashton Hewitt that retweeted, like, there was no such thing as racism. And it was a really fucked up cartoon that somebody had made. And I was like, Jesus, like, kids are making this shit. Like, yeah, anybody that spells that bullshit is clearly delusion. Like, my goodness.
Yeah. And we're still seeing, the Black Lives Matter movement be required here in the US too, with the trial for this, another Minneapolis cop or another Minnesota cop. I can't remember where exactly it's from. It's the one where the lady just shot the driver and she thought the gun was a taser. And the defense lawyer in her trial is saying, well, if only the victim, had complied, this wouldn't have happened. It's like, he heard her say she was going to tase him, and so it's his fault that he shot her. And it's like, that's what we're going with. Yeah. Seriously. What they just feel like they can do. They just blame the victim. So obviously there's a lot of work to be done here and everywhere.
Agreed. Yeah. Victim blaming it's so
done.
Fucked up in so many ways. It's so fucked up in so many ways. Like, and it's not even just that, like, we're talking about assault victims and stuff like that. Like, I saw somebody say something about, in terms of like, yes, I believe a sexual assault victim or rape victim first, because I'd rather, potentially believe a liar, a bit of a liar than, side with a fucking sexual assaulter or a rapist. Like,
right.
Of the two of those, I'd rather go with the first one. Like, yeah, okay, you might have been a liar, and I'll fucking eat you out. I'll freaking eat your heart out if that happens. But right, that's okay.
Yeah.
I said eat you out.
I was letting that go.
No, you weren't. I saw your face. That's all right. Glad we got some humor on this one. Grab our Patreon. We're not sure what we're going to quite do for Champions Cup yet, only because it's a new foray for us. But we will try and figure something out. I promise. In the meantime, obviously, you can also prep yourself for the coming weeks of TRM and beyond. So that's always good. And yeah, we will have something similar for Six Nations as well. So that'll be, because obviously TRM runs a nice Six Nation comp, and we are always about it. So
yep,
we'll be into it. Okay. There's a lot that we can go through in the news cycle, but the one thing I did want to kind of bring up, because I found it to be very important, was Simon Middleton winning Coach of the Year. And that's not like women's Coach of the Year. That's Coach of the Year.
Coach of the Year. And
that's fucking awesome.
Who's going to argue?
I mean, speaks to how well the Red Roses have done this year as well, obviously.
Obviously. But I mean, look around the rugby world and, who's done better than him and
yeah, they were flawless this year, no?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm fairly certain.
Yeah. And got pushed here and there, but still came out on top every time. So
yeah. And when they got pushed, technically, a lot of times they weren't playing their stars. It was kind of their they're like, we can, we want to blood some new people and or at least get them more experience. And
yep.
Yeah. They still kick ass. So well done to him.
Yeah.
And
awesome. Them. Freaking-tastic. Only good things to come with that, I believe, at least. All right, let's dive into the Premiership, because we also want to talk about Champions Cup in a little bit here.
Before we really dive into the action,
what else we got?
I mean, I think we got to discuss the Pollard situation here.
Oh, that is true. That's another one I forgot about.
It's more than just Leicester signing a replacement. It's, look at all the talent now that's going to be in the Prem. Like they have lost nobody. Like if 40 doesn't move on, is Pollard in the Prem?
There were rumors that he might go to Bath at some point. But obviously that's not confirmed at this point because he's with Leicester. So
right. But I mean, fuck, if you're a 10, would you really want to go to Bath?
I mean, watching him right now, no. No, definitely not. I would take a pass on that one.
Right. And yeah, but I don't know, like it's definite. You're, as you said, it's definitely happening. It's not just, rumors or anything. This is going to be, increase the, just the playing field and raise the bar in a league that's already raising the bar in a lot of ways.
Yeah, if in fact they're bringing in a 14th team next season, it is not going to be fun sledding for them.
No,
even the bottom teams will give them problems. So, good luck. All right, let's tuck into Friday night. Gloucester and Bristol at Kingsholm. Fairly good performance from Gloucester, it has to be said. And we know that Bristol are just not quite themselves this season. It's not really a shocker, and was nice to see Rad's return. For a half.
And he gave him a spark. But
first touch he forget.
right. And that sets it up and led to a try, right? If I'm not mistaken. Like ultimately all of that led to a try. Like they need something. It's not, they needed somebody to just be like, fuck it, we're doing this. Everybody's kind of been a little bit passive about it, but Red Radger is going to be that guy who's like, dude, we're playing rugby. Let's go.
Let's get it. Let's get it. It was, then
you get a yellow, and
then that kind of fucks you right there, kills all your momentum, and geez.
Can I say so? Can I have a thought about that a second? Which is, there were times in my rugby playing career where you just let the other. You don't let them score, but you don't go above and beyond to stop them, right? And in this case with Bristol, they were. At that point, after Raj Radra came on, they were throwing that ball around and they were suddenly scoring. They had momentum and they had they were showing that they could score. So at that point, Dan Thomas, just don't fucking do anything. If they're mauling it in, just let it go. Let them score. Hey, you got it fair and square. We're going to go get the ball down on your end and we're going to just get it right back. and then we'll play from there. We'll do it again. We're under too much pressure at this point. Relieve it. Just if that means letting them score because they've earned it, let them score. I don't. Isn't that a better result than getting a yellow card?
Yeah, but nobody's going to go with that mentality. That's the only thing.
They even pressed them with 14 after that. It didn't work out. So to me, it's like if that would have worked out much better if Dan Thomas had just not done anything and then they come back and scored right away. Like do that. Don't go like, and I mean that by like, getting a penalty try. There's no, at that point, once the referee tells you you're fucking around, like first off, you've been in your own end for too long anyway. At some point, just be like, you know what? I don't need to go hardo. If they earn it, they earn it. Let's just go play in their end.
Right. Sometimes, man. Sometimes.
So sometimes. I think we saw that a couple times this round. So that's what stuck in my crowd. I was like, you know what? Yeah, there were times when I was like, if they're scoring out wide, fine. 5 points. I'd rather have that than 7. Let's just go play in their end because give us the ball and we'll score. Yeah. Like I know how this works. I
remember this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just a really unfortunate way for that because they like you said, looked like they had momentum, looked like they were getting back to what we're used to with them. But credit to Gloucester, they freaking rallied hard. Like they were not somebody that people thought were going to take this game. They played like monsters. I'm not trying to take anything away from them. I mean, They were the ones who were putting pressure on. I mean, they built that pressure up to force Dan Thomas into a yellow. So it was good work on them. Mm-hmm.
I just think at the time they were getting outplayed on the other, when they didn't have the ball. So
yep. Agreed.
Which makes for an interesting and entertaining game. It makes for a much more entertaining game when both teams are pretty dominant ball in hand.
Yeah, ball in hand, definitely. That's probably pretty accurate there.
And the Chris Harris try was
baby, it was good. It was the Chris Harris Appreciation Society in full force.
Yeah, I think we'll be paid members soon enough.
Yeah, right.
I think I still have that tab. I do have that tab open. All right, cool.
There you go. So yeah, good stuff for Skivs and crew to leave the Prem with for a wee bit here, and apparently
Charlie Chapman has a nice little memory. Huh?
Oh, that's brilliant! Yeah, that was glorious. I'm so happy that he did that.
Tell the grandkids.
Yep, I scored one for my childhood club.
Bonus point try at the depth.
Yeah, the
against the top 4 team from last year. With the shed rocking, like
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Good shit.
Good stuff. You'll love to see it.
Yeah. Players go their whole careers without that feeling. So good for him.
Sometimes they do. Yes, absolutely. All right, let's go over to Brentford, Irish and Newcastle. All Irish most of the time.
I kind of disagree, but the scoreboard says otherwise.
Yeah, I mean 40 odd.
I think
it's hard to argue with it.
I think there's a couple points there. I think the first and third try I was not terribly pleased with. I thought there was obstruction on the one. Was it 9 ran behind one of his own players and it cut off a potential tackle and the ref just let it go and then it led to a try.
Mm-hmm.
So displeased. I thought the Irish got a couple freebies.
Yeah, they might have. Would
have made the game a lot more interesting, but I mean it's still at that point 29-21. So
yep.
Yeah. I'll shut up. But
yeah, I mean, when you're giving them up by the bucket full,
right,
and you've only got 2 yourself saved the last little brilliant bit of brilliance from Adam Bradway at the end. It's hard to really get too upset with it.
Right.
There was this is a tough team to play against either way. It doesn't matter if it's if they're getting help from a referee or not. So yeah, I mean, look, the 2 Falcons tries were quite good. Sean Robinson making me regret that I didn't start him. But it was but that was only when they could get down there. They couldn't get down there enough.
Right.
It was a huge problem. And just
like the anti-Worcester.
Yeah. They got down there and did it, but when they couldn't get down there that often,
Yeah.
Yeah. I do want to point out this is a good sign of the way that the game's going. Michael Willems, the way he went all onto another planet and stuff. Like, good on the medical staff to just go run on the field and be like, no, you need to stop whatever the fuck you think you're about to do, because you, sir, are not going to continue this match. And then Nick Phipps got himself knocked silly too. So I was like, yep, you're done. The both of you. But that is a good sign of the way things are going, because in the old days, like, this is like 3 years ago, even they would have just let Willemse continue on and waited for a whistle to bring him off. And instead they were just like, no, there's no whistle yet, but you're gonna sit down. You're gonna sit down. Yes, your team's playing down a player, but you're gonna sit, because you're not on another level. I think it was Gary Graham. He tried to tackle and got his head on the wrong side, but which is not a good idea. I wouldn't advise it.
It's really not inadvisable.
No, very, very inadvised. And one thing I do want to think about, and this is another reason that I really want the medics and the water boys to just get the fuck onto the goddamn sideline and back towards your technical areas. The Steve Maffey try, we didn't have a clear view of what the final result was in the best angle possible, because granted, it was the Newcastle referee medic standing in the way, so it was actually to Newcastle's demise that he was in the way, if he did in fact knock it on, because the call on the try on the field was try. You got to get these guys off the fucking pitch, like, because I would not put it beyond certain teams to, like, tactically have a medic or a water boy stand in front of the camera so that you couldn't get the angle on a certain play. Like, we know there's teams out there that'll do it. Like,
that seems like a Baxter type thing to do.
I wish that wasn't the case, but we know there's teams out there that'll do it. So more reasons to get these fuckers onto the sideline. And if they're gonna,
and stop play if you have to. Like, it's not, it's the end of the world. You start with a new scrum, like,
especially if it's at like a dead ruck or something. Be like, all right, you fuckers, back over to your technical area, please and thank you. So overall, tough team to beat in their home spot. So
and Newcastle are still sorting themselves out. So
they are.
Although I liked Will Hayden Wood. I thought he played pretty damn well.
I have nothing to complain about with him. Nothing to complain about with him. So good on him. So they have a couple of fly halves over there now. That's nice.
Indeed.
Hopefully not Joel Hodgson anymore. Oh shit. Let's run up to the Gardens. Northampton and Bath.
This was over in the second minute.
Yeah, it was. Good Lord. Just lightning from all over the place for the Saints. This is the Saints team that I was excited about a couple years ago when they had Reinach. And this is looking a little bit more like that. Obviously, there's many differences, but still, they're scoring tries for fun. In a lot of ways. They beat a lot of the top four teams, apart from obviously not themselves, but a lot of the top six teams. I don't know, but they have the potential to now, at least.
They do. They are fun. Their style is open and attacking. They play solid defense. They're still not, like you said, I don't think they're dominant in the way they play, but they will, a team like Bath, they'll just eat alive. They'll take advantage of your mistakes every single time. They'll just struggle against the more disciplined teams.
Yeah, agreed. The unfortunate thing for Bath is they lost Spencer and Cipriani in a matter of minutes for the whole game, and they only had two back subs on the bench, so they were shafted from the word go. Once that happened, I was like, oh, what is going on with these two? And I felt pretty terrible. Like, obviously I don't want Sips or Spencer to be here. Spencer looked like he did something to his back, which is less than great. So credit to like Ajomo and de Glanville, who had to kind of step up in that and cover the two roles between them, playing 10 and then the kicker, obviously. So that puts them in a tough situation right away for Bath. But what is a game with Michael Williams without a fucking card?
Okay, you're glad you said it because I was gonna. So in other news,
I saw he was on the team sheet. I was like, oh, wait for the card, and that's when he started because McNally dropped late. I was like, oh, geez, we're definitely getting a card. There's way too much time for him to go without getting a card. Fuck. Dude, like change your tackle technique. Come on,
he's the new Lavanini in the Prem anyway.
Yeah, indeed, I agree with that. On the other side for the Saints, though, the truck, Jarno Augustus. Yes, I'm so
Yeah.
glad he's thriving now.
I remember someone saying to play him this week.
Yeah,
I remember
I
who
am
that was.
so glad that he's thriving now.
Right.
That's a great pickup for anybody that's got him right now. I know there's a lot of 8s out there, but shit, he's a good one. So, and obviously the Saints are very happy to have him. Upgrade on Tayamana Harrison, no doubt.
Oh, easily, easily. And
Yeah.
that's no disrespect to Harrison. It's just that he had his limitations. He's one of those, like, the things he did, again, I like to stress this about players. The things he did well, he did extremely well. But the things that, a better 8 does more. Exactly. And that's, Augustus does a lot more than the limited things.
Quite. Yeah. Rather enjoying that. But in that, so it was a theme, and we'll get to it later. But Dan Bigger getting himself into trouble with his mouth. Not a good thing, man.
No, just shut the fuck up.
Just shut up, man. And they're cracking down. You have to see that with your eyes, and we'll talk about it more in a little bit. Like, you got to see it. They're cracking down on that stuff, man.
Great, you're lying. You're still not allowed to do it.
No, you are still not allowed to. I mean, and he was definitely being a prick. So, like, let's not pull punches here. He was being a prick. So don't doubt that by any means whatsoever. And then this back three.
Who was reffing though?
Dicko.
Yeah,
I like him better than a lot of the other ones.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
better than Tempo, better than CMK, better than Ridley.
Yeah, fair. Okay.
Probably better than Foley, although Foley's a little more mild mannered.
True.
But yeah.
True.
So
all right, fine.
Yeah, he's one of them. He's one of them. And then obviously all the newbies, although there's some newbies I do like. They'll only get a game now and again. The back three for the Saints team is just one of those things that is, it's one of those fun things to just watch because they have options now. they really do. You have Skosan and Freeman and Furbank at fullback, and then you have Slateholm coming off the bench, like.
Right.
Yeah,
nope, man. Not even a Proctor in sight, and still
nobody. Nope. So lots of good things in front for the Saints, I believe. All right, let's. The shock result of the weekend, really. Worcester 32, Wasp 31 down at Six Ways, and the man that we were definitely pumping up last week, Duhan, doing things all over that pitch, man.
Doing mean things. I didn't. Yeah.
Possessed.
We need to see this more. This is.
I agree.
Worcester, and we've said it all along. Worcester are capable of this at any moment. They just never do it, aside from this game. And they may have like one or two others, but this is one where everything just clicked for them. And if anything, Wasps looked more Worcester than they did.
Yes. Yeah, definitely missing a few things. Although I did not have Dan Frost getting a brace on my bingo card. So
no, although he's been scoring.
He's got some energy about him. I'll give him that. He's definitely got some energy about him. So guy that has come through the championship, which is.
But how many tries does he have so far this season? He's
got at least 3.
More than a few.
He's got at least 3.
He's got 4.
He's got 4. Okay, there you go.
He scored against Bristol. He scored against Exeter, and then 2 against Worcester.
Yep.
So in those, he scored 3 tries in 2 starts. So
wow. Okay, so if he starts, you might want to start him.
Right. Oh, I think that's just the whatever hooker for Wasps.
That's probably true. Yeah,
because they're just getting fed, and they're all mobile, and they're all just terrors.
Yep, I agree. For Wasp's sake, hopefully this. Unfortunately, Champions Cup comes at a bad time because it looks like Fafita's going to at least miss a couple of weeks. I didn't see what the diagnosis on him was.
I think he just had. They were saying it was even day to day potentially. So
okay, all right. Well,
it was. Yeah, he had just his leg was just dead. So they were like,
well, I mean, dead legs suck, man.
Yeah,
can't do a whole lot, and he still fucking scored.
Right. Because that's the thing. You can still kind of run. You can still kind of do things, but there's just nothing behind it. There's no power behind it. It's like you can use it, but as soon as there's any resistance, it's just
you're fucked. You are fucked as fucked. It was, like you said, this is pretty worrying for Wasp's sake. Like, just it took them way too long to get going and to get themselves over the line. They spotted Worcester a pretty handy lead
Which
to
seems to be
start
their
the
thing
game.
lately.
Yeah, seems if you actually started maybe even like 20 minutes ahead of time,
Right.
at the 20-minute mark, you might actually win a fucking game, man. Like, stop spotting teams' leads at halftime. Big ones at that.
Right.
Solves a lot of problems usually. Call me kooky.
Yeah.
Shit.
The Wasps still have so much of potential, and it's just not. It's not coming through, and it's a shame because they should be. This should be a game that they, make Worcester look like Northampton made Bath look, even if it is at Worcester.
Yeah, on the fast track, like with this, with the stuff that they have available to them in terms of attacking weapons. Yeah, totally. All right, let's go down to Devon. Exeter and Saracens, the old friends reunite, and I don't have a ton of I don't have a ton of complaint, and two, I don't have a ton of worry, which I think sums up what you looked at with the Saracens this past weekend, honestly, because really it comes down to one, they didn't score a fucking try,
right?
Decisions that were made were not good, and two, shut your fucking mouth, guys. Like, goddamn. He's made it clear that he's not putting up with it. Shut up.
Right. We talked about it last week
with me
about how what the what the keys to this game were, and it was really, do Saracens show up to play, or do they show up to just have a moan and kind of just go into their shell the way they do? And they went into their shell and they moaned, and they didn't come, because they completely outplayed Exeter when they were playing rugby. But if they just shut the fuck up, were outplaying them. Like that. That's it. Their mouths put Exeter in great position and took them out of good position. And that's just, there's no need for it. There's no cause for it. To get marched 30 meters, and actually it wasn't even. It was 50 meters. He marked off like 50 because he was so pissed at was it
can't say I blame him.
And he fine, because it was like inside the 22 to like just outside the other 22. It's like,
right.
Why are you doing that?
Shut your mouth, dude. Yeah. Well, that's the bad Billy that we don't want.
Yeah. Like, why you're not getting picked for England. Like,
yeah, silly shit like that. I am done with Aled Davies and even Vensale. Like, get Ruben DeHaas in there. I guarantee you he's got way more spark than either one of these guys do. I guarantee you that. He's only, how old is DeHaas? 22, 23?
Right.
Yes, he's young. Get him the fuck in there.
But it also
have a spark.
It also means he's not in the he's too young to know that they just want to paint by numbers, or that like the paint by numbers doesn't, I don't know. Some like, I feel like that's where
he's the wrong number for the face
right now. like it's just like, okay, well, we're gonna run this. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do this. Then we're gonna kick, and then there's no, like,
I'm doing this.
Yeah, right. There's no, I see something, I'm gonna run something. It's all okay. What does the first receiver want, and or what does the fly out? It's very passive. At least in how it presents to us. So.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm kind of done with it. I want a scrum half who makes things happen, because they're not making things happen. If something happens on their watch, cool.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it's going to be that often though.
Right. But it's exactly. It's not that hard to defend them because they're not really trying anything. They're not trying to be dicks. Like, you look at the Dan Robson type, who's really like, even no matter what, they're doing something to put pressure on the other team. And Davis and Venzela are not. They're not really putting that much pressure. It's the other players that are putting pressure on the opposition, and that's not good from a scrum half.
Yeah, and there's a rejig that should have been done in this lineup. Lazowski to 10. Put Daly at 13 because that's his preferred position.
Right.
Slide Max to wing and drop Goody to fullback. Right. Like that is the rejig that should have happened, and that would lead to a better attack. And they were talking about how they were toothless in attack, which I don't disagree with. And it's because it's just Good's not great in that 10 shirt. That's just,
well, when they decided to attack, they attacked well, but that was so far in few and far in between. They chirped at the ref more than they really attacked. So fucking annoying.
Yeah, it was. But and I won't take everything away from Exeter on the other side. Yeah, they had to do some things and they had to do the job, and they did get it done. So
yeah, I mean they did what they had to do to win. good for them. And it wasn't terribly impressed with how they played.
No, but we were just less impressed. I think the series were just way less impressive, and that's just facts.
Yeah.
And
it's a home team, when the away team is playing poopy and getting on the bad side of the ref. Yeah, this is the result. And it's really, to have an opponent shit themselves the way Exeter had their opponent do and only win by 3 points is not it's not cause for too much celebration, although apparently it was cause for too much, for like a ridiculous amount of celebration on Exeter's side. But I would feel all right being Sarries on this one.
Right. Yeah. And I mean, God, they were celebrating it like it was the fucking final. Like, holy shit. I mean, I was like, guys, I understand this is a big match in a lot of ways, but it's still only 4 points.
December, guys.
It's December. And also, aren't you in fifth now? Like, after the weekend, like, you didn't really change a whole lot in terms of your standing. So,
not really.
Yeah, you might have got something over psychologically. Let's do this again at the Stone X in a little bit and see what happens.
Right.
Yeah, and there's still no Owen Farrell. There's still no Jamie George for the Saracens as well. And yes, I understand that the Chiefs have their own the Exeter have their own issues, but like that's two huge cogs right there.
Yeah, I mean, it's not Lions who
last I checked.
Right. You started Johnny Gray, Johnny Hill, and Dave Ewers and Don Armand. Like that's a solid 4 through 7 right there.
Right.
Like I don't know who else you were missing. I mean, they started Witten, but I mean,
things I'm not worried about.
Is Devoto really that much different? So
I mean, he's at least a little faster.
A little.
Ian Witten does not move for shit. They talk about how strong he is. I'm like, yeah, all he can do is run straight forward.
Right.
Like, that's like all he can do. I don't know if you
had
noticed
like a half line break, or maybe even broke the line, but it was still like he still just got on the other side of the line, and they just tracked him down fairly easily, like 5 meters downfield. It was like, yeah, it's true. Devoto would have been farther downfield.
Yeah, he would at least
he would have gotten tackled by the fullback, not by the center who just turned around,
who just barely missed him. Yeah,
yeah. Whoops, I missed the first one. Okay, I'll just reach behind me and grab him for this for the tackle.
Jeez, get your old ass back here.
Right.
Yeah, no. I don't think so. So, again, I'm disappointed. I'm not worried.
No.
And I really want to see Ruben DeHaas play 9.
Yes. All those things.
Yeah. Challenge Cup this week. So in essence, it's a break for the Saracens in a lot of ways. They can play some squad guys. They can give guys rest that probably need the rest. Morrow's right at the top of my list on that one. He needs some rest.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens come Boxing Day.
Right.
Come out of the other side of this. Okay. Sunday, Welford Road. It was another big one, and it was quite an arm wrestle in the end. But Tigers stay resilient.
They're playing so well as a team, and yeah, I think George Ford was a bad call from that in the match, because I would have then shit, I can barely say it. It should have been Ben Young's. Who said that?
Wash your mouth out, man.
I mean, what an impact honestly, what an impact he had on the game.
Yeah, giant impact.
But like, because I can't just give him a straight up compliment.
Of course not.
Selfishly, he had some selfish play there. I think he had his one run off the scrum. It looked fucking great. Ultimately, I don't think Leicester scored off of it. It's one of those, like, if you just kind of went with the team, like he went alone, and great. Okay, cool. If you go alone, score. Like that's to me the deal, or lead to a scoring play. And if you don't, it's just you've wasted time, because now we're just right back where we ended up. And so it's like, okay, cool. He looked good for that, 10 seconds. But it didn't do anything good in the end. So either way, he had a huge impact on the match positively. I'm not going to take away. It was an awesome play. Just like, hope for better out of it next time.
Yeah. Right. I think there'll be split hairs on this one. I thought the Don Brand try should have stood. Tempest did not affect that at all.
No, he
honestly.
didn't. Not even
that gap was already there.
Yeah,
And
he was gone. He was through.
No way. I don't care.
Yeah.
Unless the best tackler in the universe came out of nowhere to take him down before that try line, not a chance. Like, no way.
What was the ruling that the prop who was coming from behind him?
I don't know. Whatever it was, it was that he got away.
But that's it. It was, and I'm pretty sure it was a prop, and it wasn't Genge.
Oh, it was Cole who had was not a good way for Dan Cole to ring in 200. I have to say, he had a fucking shit match.
But that was kind of what we expected, because we thought they would avoid the Cole style of match, which they kind of did.
They did. They did.
Yeah, but it's like, no, Cole is not going to catch Don Brandt. Like, you're not in the way. You're as much a spectator as Cole is. So,
yep, absolutely.
Just let it go.
No, I agree. Yeah, totally. And there was, despite the rain, there were some bits of brilliance on both sides. So that was actually something that I applaud both teams for, because this could have been, I said arm wrestle, man, it could have been way worse than that. In many ways it was, and it was a lot of, I don't want to play with the ball, like we talked about at the top of the whole thing. But yeah, there were flashes of brilliance, which credit to these two teams. In December, it's wet, it's not pleasant, but they still decide to do some fun things. So I give them my hats off to them.
Yeah, I'm annoyed that Hugh Jones did not slot in well.
No, not well at all.
He did good things, but then, just like we were saying with Rowe earlier, he didn't give the ball. He just was like, he was very selfish at times when he doesn't need to be. Like, it's like, and I get it. I think he's trying to prove himself. He's trying to be, hey, I belong. You guys are all fucking ridiculous try scorers. I need to show you that I can do it. It's like, we all know it. You're here because he's
on the Quins because of that. They know how good he is. It's not a mystery.
So you don't need to pump yourself up. Just play the system. If you're not the try scorer, everyone understands. Like, that's if it's your turn to be the cog, be the cog. And I think he tried to be a little bit bigger than that a couple times that he shouldn't have.
Yep. You're trying too hard, man. You're trying too hard.
Right. Just do your job.
Ran it in. So it's Leicester staying undefeated going into Europe, and they talked about it the other day. I don't remember where I saw the headline, but if this was last year, I think they would have been happy to be in Champions Cup and just probably passed on it in many ways, unless they put in a perfect performance. But with the way this season's going, I bet you the farm they have got some aspirations to grab another trophy here coming up in Europe. So
I don't see it's set up for them. I mean, their opponents are potentially soft. So,
yep. Let's roll. Let's do this. Let's roll right into this Champions Cup. It's going to be fun. It's this is not my favorite format, but I still love Europe. I still truly love this comp. So I'm not going to poo on it too much here. So top four from each of the two pools makes the quarterfinal. The next four will get dropped to Challenge Cup, and then the final four after that in each pool are getting the Oost and going to be sitting on the sideline.
Wait, hold on. Is that right?
I believe so.
I thought it was top 8. So the way I have it, hold on, I have it open still.
Okay, find that then, because if I'm screwing this up, please tell me.
It is. So the round of 16. There's the pool stage.
Oh fuck, there's that.
And then a round of 16. So
that's why I didn't like it.
Right. It's the top 8 from each pool.
Ugh, yeah.
And then so it's 1 plays 8. It's a weird. It's like 1 plays 8. Oh no, it is. That's right. 2 plays 7.
Yeah.
3 plays 6. Like all that
crossways. Yeah.
Right.
I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
But it's going to lead to some interesting matchups that I think there could be a couple, some like 3 versus 6s that could go the 6's way.
Right. But then unfortunately, here's the facts though. We're going to get the matches like we had Sale versus Scarlets last year, and then Sale versus La Rochelle last year, both of which were absolute shit houses. And provided no entertainment value whatsoever. Yeah,
there's going to be several shithouse games,
right? Which is why I don't love this format. Which is why I hope this is the last fucking year we have to deal with it ever.
Right,
it's bad. It is bad. Go back to the old one. It was way better. You know, those quarterfinal matchups from 2 seasons ago now in Europe. Every single one of them, you just sat there and went, "Bring it on! I am so ready. Like I've got everything." On my I'm in my comfy seat. I've got all the good stuff near me. Let's bring on the rugby, and some of these, unfortunately, some of these round of 16 and potentially quarterfinal games are probably gonna be a little shite. But let's have a look over. Defending champs Toulouse are in the same pool as, obviously both sides are kind of the both pools are pretty stacked in their own ways, but what's their schedule look like? I think
it's Cardiff and Wasps.
Okay, so Wasps being probably the more potential issue.
If Wasps put in a competitive side, they may be looking to lick their wounds and seed this because they got to get healthy. So, I mean, they may play I think you might see like a Gopperth at 10. So, but that's their second match. So Wasps will play Munster first, I guess. So who knows? Well, I guess we'll have to see. We'll know by then, but Toulouse are playing Cardiff first.
Right. Munster are going to be, they're going to be rocking up, man. Like this is going to be the Munster that we all remember that won a trophy or two.
And hold on, let me see where that is. They're at Wasps.
Okay, first game.
It's at CBS, with Poit as referee.
Ew.
Yeah.
Who made that fucking decision?
What do you hates everybody?
Oh God. No, never again. All right. So let's just kind of run down. Claremont, bridesmaid, never the bride. Their last campaign wasn't great, so I don't know, and I'm not sure.
Fucked. Ulster and Sale, they're fucked.
Yeah, Ulster, we'll give them a damn good game. Ulster have been running pretty good, from what I understand.
Right,
and Sale is just going to beat them up, even if Sale don't win. Sale
going to beat exactly. And I'm pretty sure Sale. Let me wait. That's Pool A. Sale are at home, so Claremont visits Sale round 2.
Boy, that's tough. So we'll see how that goes. Bath, forget it. There's no way
they're fucked. No,
they're
Leinster and La Rochelle
first game, right? Oh, geez,
and La Rochelle.
Yeah, nope. Just kind of put that one on the back burner for a little while there, Bath friends. I'm sorry.
Sorry, guys. Sorry, you have to watch this.
Yeah, no shit. Exeter, defending champs from last year, I should say. But we'll see. I don't know. They've got issues.
They host Montpellier.
Which will be, I think it's going to be an ugly game, honestly.
Of course. And if it is an ugly game, it favors Exeter because that's their style of play. And then they play Glasgow.
Okay. So
they're in.
Depending on how they do against Montpellier, right. I think we'll see them in the 16. Glasgow, sorry, Warriors. I think you're
on La Rochelle and Exeter. Yeah, no.
No, on the outside. Montpellier, never perform in Europe. I will say that they never perform in Europe.
Well, they have Exeter and Leinster, so see us.
Yeah,
bye.
And they're, this is Challenge Cup winner from last year, but just when they get into the top tier, they never perform, and that's just how it's always been.
And they're playing against two of the top two teams who have recently won. This is this is bad.
Not going to be good.
Bad for Montpellier.
Yep. Saints. They have something to play for, and I think we all can agree with that. If they have a huge bugaboo about, and they had that unfortunate result against Bordeaux last year, which was a great match, and they were not having, and Northampton were not having a good year at that point. So, might be better results this time around. They've been this cruise, the majority of those crews been there now, so maybe they can finally get the damn thing over the hump.
And they've been playing it open and loose lately, and they've been rocking up the points. So that's what you need to do in this competition is just freaking, you score points, you'll do well. So they play Rossing and Ulster.
Ulster's going to make it to Ulster will probably be the match they can get. Rossing at home, man. Is Finn healthy?
Yeah. It'll just be it'll be it could go anyway for the Saints. I don't know what to do with them.
Yeah.
Right now.
I think they may squeak in. We'll find out.
Mm-hmm.
We'll find out. Ospreys.
Nope.
Sorry. Welsh
Sale and Rossing
regionals
too, and
yeah.
Yeah.
And then Rossing, so they got Ospreys and Saints in their games. So that's tough. That's tough.
That's not easy.
So I mean, Osprey, I think we'll see them as one of their top 4 easily. So
yes,
there's that.
They're qualifying. It just depends on how high.
Yep. Sale, which Sale shows up? I don't think they truly figured out how to play in Europe.
True, but they have a kind of an easier go of it. I mean, they start with Ospreys, which is, sorry, Ospreys fan, it's kind of a practice match.
Practice go.
Yeah, and Claremont.
We'll see. We'll see. That looks like.
Yeah, I don't know what to make of Claremont, but
me either.
Yeah, we will find out. They're not doing so hot in the top 14, so
yeah,
I can't imagine that they're in good shakes either.
Right. La Rochelle probably going to qualify out of this pool.
Yes. Oh yeah, they should breeze through.
Yep. So there's that, and then Ulster, another one of those teams that might qualify and make some noise. That people don't always give them a ton of credit to. They've been to a final. Let's also remember that they've been to a final. They lost to one of their fellow Irish teams, Leinster, but they have been to a final, and that was I remember that final. It was very good. But yeah, so
they're playing pretty well right now. So
there you go.
They're playing well. They're going up against Claremont, who are, where are they? They're in 8th in the top 14, which is not a good place to be. Like I would almost make the cutoff like even La Rochelle, because the one thing about La Rochelle is they've scored 22 tries and given up 9. So it's like they're just maybe going up against some tough competition. That kind of justifies a 7th place, but Claremont, being negative point differential, much more tries against 19 than 5th and scored 15. Yeah, I'm not feeling them this year. No. So
we'll see. Pool B, Bristol have already been awarded the 5 points because of issues with Scarlets and being in South Africa and COVID, and that's unfortunate to see, but that's just how it is. And it sucks because there is no room in the schedule at this point. So
yeah,
you really don't want it to be that way. You'd like it to see it postponed and played another time. This is not a sport where you can play 2 in a week and really get away with it. So
no, you can't.
I wish it was different, but that's just facts, man. Cardiff, again, the Welsh regions haven't done well. And I hate to keep banging that down, but
they're not going to do well this year because they play Toulouse and Harlequins.
Yeah. Tough luck on that one.
Sorry, guys.
Yep. Cast return, again, another team that just doesn't, even when they're in the top tier, like Montpellier, never ever perform.
Nope. And they're playing some tough competition too.
So
they play Quins. Quins have Cardiff and Cast, so that's not a bad draw for them.
Nice.
But
it's a decent draw.
Cast have Quins and Munster.
Oof.
Sorry.
Ouch.
Better luck in the draw next year.
Right. Connacht, I love to root for Connacht. I don't think it's going to do a whole lot this year, unfortunately.
No.
I guess they've been playing
Francais and Leicester.
And they've been playing pretty well over in URC, or whatever it is, UCR. I don't know the initials exactly, but you know what I mean. Sorry, that makes me sound like an idiot, but that's that's not news either. So, but yeah, I guess they have been playing pretty well, but at the same time, it's not.
They're 3-4.
So. But depends on what you look at for their team too. So
right. Although that again, there's a good one. They've scored 26 tries and given up 12. That's okay. Now I'm interested. Because again, this comp is a lot about whether or not you can score points. So if they can, good for them. But they're playing some pretty tough competition.
Yep, I totally agree.
Maybe not so much Stade Francais.
Yeah, we'll see what Stade Francais bring. Nice to see them back there. Quins, we talked about them. They're probably going to have a coasting job here, as long as they rock up, obviously, which we know they will. So we'll see how that goes. Leicester, we also talked about them. Probably qualifiable, I'd say. So that's probably one of your.
Well, they should beat Connacht. They should beat Connacht twice. Even if they lose week 1 at Bordeaux, they should probably beat Bordeaux at home later. So Leicester are through.
Yeah, so they're through.
It just depends. It's week 1 will tell them, whether you're coming in first in this pool or, in the 4 to 5 range.
Right. And then we have Munster, who are back to prove that this is a team that you don't want to screw around with when it comes to this comp. So, and I would say that's probably as accurate as ever.
And they got Wasps, so we'll know week 1 whether Wasps are really in it to play or if they're just in it to get a rest and get some guys playing at some high level rugby.
Top Francais, the pink jerseys are back finally in the Champions Cup. It's nice to see them back in the top tier of Europe. As you said, kind of they got a couple tough ones.
Connacht and Bristol, and depends. I think it's going to be a battle between them and Bristol as to who implodes first. And
perhaps. So we'll see how that goes.
Because either of them could qualify, and I think it's going to be like, neither of them could qualify. But
also
if either does, it's going to be because of what happens in the matchups between the two.
Between them, yep. Defending champs Toulouse, we seem pretty convinced at this point that they'll be able to get through. Not unscathed by any means whatsoever, but they'll get it done. Yeah. Is Kolbe healthy yet?
I don't know.
Yeah, neither do I. Maybe I could look that up one day. Bordeaux, one of everybody's favorites from the other year. Jalibert obviously announced himself between this and his performance with the French team. So could be fun, another fun team to watch out for coming qualifying here.
Right. And they got Leicester and Scarlets. So Scarlets should help put them through.
Yep.
So Leicester probably not, unless they it's just the fact that they're hosting the first week could help them.
That could be huge.
But it could also bite them in the ass.
Yep. Good. And then Wasp, just
who they bringing?
Probably, I don't see them bringing a big team, especially with the injury bug that's bit them.
And Munster and Toulouse. That's such a shit draw.
Yeah, unlucky.
What can you really expect from that?
Right. Unlucky. And then Scarlet's already off to a bad one, so I guess we can write them off.
Yeah. Not
sorry, Scarlets.
And they're not playing that well anyway, so
yeah, that's that.
It's just not.
Yep. So there's that. I am not going to be brazen enough to try and predict a winner out of this whole thing right now. We'll see what the qualifying teams look like, and then I'll have something to say about it.
Agreed.
There's no way I could possibly pull that one out of the hat right now. Not a chance. My brain says Toulouse will at least be in the final, but I don't know that for a fact at this point. So I can't tell you that.
I'm not even going to bother trying because it does depend on quite a bit.
Really, these first 2 weekends will predict a lot from there.
Right.
So we'll see how we do.
Right. And especially it's interesting is how the matchups will work, because in some cases you may have better teams than others ranked lower just because of the schedule that they played. So you could see, that won't be true of a Leinster because they have fucking cakewalk for them. So that's not a problem. But yeah, for some of these other clubs, Leicester being one, and Bordeaux and Quins, who just and Toulouse, like some of these teams may struggle, hit a rough patch here or there, and then suddenly they're all right, they're still through, and now all of a sudden they have a shot, and play them.
Well, we'll see. Sometimes you just got to get to that qualifier,
right? You can get a very friendly path through potentially.
Totally,
just based on luck of the draw.
Right. Yeah, this will be fun. All right. So yes, we are doing a fantasy corner. So if you're waiting around for that one and with your thumb up, no, you know where it is going to be dropped. Don't worry about it.
I forgot my camera's on.
We'll have plenty to talk about over there. So yep, that's coming through. If you're not coming to the fantasy corner, we will talk to you next week. Thank you so much, you guys, for hanging out. We really appreciate all the listeners and people that have said such kind words in recent weeks. So we do appreciate it very, very much. Until then, everybody have yourself a good week. Enjoy Europe if we don't see you on the fantasy corner, and have a good one.
Later.